Hi everyone, welcome back to Risa Does Makeup. Today I am doing a sort of chatty get ready with me using products I recently hauled from Sephora. It's actually a combination of 2 in-store hauls and 1 online order. The foundation I ordered online, and then the other day I went and used my $100 gift certificate. That was my Rouge reward. Once you get to 2,500 points at Sephora, you can redeem it for a $100 gift certificate. And then this morning I went to Sephora right at 10 a.m. to grab the new Natasha Denona Biba palette, which I will show you in just a couple minutes. It is absolutely stunning. When I got there, I asked for it and I was told that they didn't have it, but I knew that they did, so I pretty much insisted that they go in the back and look for it. I was able to purchase it and bring it home and film this get ready with me for you. My husband and I are going out just for dinner tonight, nothing super fancy, but I did my pretty typical going out for dinner look. So if you'd like to see how I got this look and hear my opinions on these new purchases from Sephora, then please keep on watching. Oh my goodness, you know what I forgot to bring down? Eyeshadow primer. This is probably the main reason why I wish that my beauty room was upstairs and not here in the basement. Well, it's not even actually a beauty room, it's just where I film. Because if I forget something, I'm running up so many flights of stairs and I get out of breath. Even though I work out several times a week, I do cardio, I still run out of breath running up and down all those stairs. So I am priming with my NARS Pro Prime eyeshadow base. This is in the shade medium because I wanted one that would neutralize the skin on my lid so I didn't have to go back over with concealer to neutralize the discoloration, but I'm finding that I'm still using concealer on my lids. Now for my foundation primer, I'm using the Veil Mineral Primer. This is not new to me because I've been using this for years. The reason why I'm shaking it up is because this one that I have, it's very runny. It's way runnier than the last one I got. I purchased this one at the Hourglass booth at a makeup show back in the fall, and wasn't like I could take it back. And it's super, super runny. But I know a friend of mine, I think it was Stephanie Marie, told me that she had the same problem with it one time. And she contacted Hourglass and they told her that it's fine, you know, as long as it's still working well, then, you know, it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm still using it. It's just super runny. And I don't think they're all like that, but it works. Smooths out my pores. It keeps my makeup on longer. Now the foundation I'm going to use is new. It is part of my haul, but I have used it a couple times. So I have an opinion on it. It's the new IT Confidence in a Foundation, and I have the shade Medium Honey. I'm weird with foundation colors because, I don't know how weird it really is, but I like to have 2 shades. A lighter one that matches when I use self-tanner, and a darker one for when I go out at night, and I will have either used self-tanner or I've applied my Via Liberata Body Blur, which gives me the look of a tan. So I need it all to match. So I like to have a dark one and a light one. So this was gonna be my dark one, but it's super, super yellow. And you're probably wondering, well, why did you buy one that's super, super yellow? Well, I actually ordered this online. Everything else was purchased in person, but I did order this online. And I don't know, I think I saw Kelly Strack, who's a big YouTuber, she posted a photo wearing this, and this was the color that she chose, and I felt like we had similar coloring, and I don't know, it's just not the right color, as you'll see. It's very, very yellow. So I'm going to pump a little bit on the back of my hand, and this is super, super full coverage. They were not joking when they claimed this to be full coverage. Yeah, there it is. Look at that yellow. I need to get a different color. It is crazy full coverage. I think this has more full coverage. It is more of a full coverage than even the face tape from Tarte. And I thought that was super full. So I'm gonna have to really take this down my neck. Now here's the thing. I know you guys want to know my thoughts on this foundation. It wears well. It doesn't necessarily smooth pores or anything like that. It goes on nicely. It blends easily. It doesn't dry too quickly. As I said, it has this great full coverage if that's what you like. But if you have more mature skin, I don't know if this is going to be the right foundation for you. I mean, I'm in my 40s, so I technically have mature skin. But as we all know, everybody's skin ages differently. Some people have more fine lines and wrinkles and dry patches. So I just don't think that full coverage is necessarily the best thing when that is your skin type, when you have a lot more fine lines. And I like this. I just would be wary if you have the skin type I just talked about. And did I already say this? I'm not sure if I did, but it is pretty long wearing. Overall, I felt like it was really good, and it has skincare benefits. I'll put those on the screen because I don't really want to go into that since this isn't like a full foundation review, but it does have skincare benefits, and it's a matte finish, but it's not super matte where it looks flat. Oh, now I remember. I haven't used this in a couple days, but I remember when I was thinking about possibly doing a full review of this, that when I was kind of taking notes, it did make me more oily than I like. That I definitely remember. I use, a lot of you know that I really like Studio Fix Fluid from MAC and Estee Lauder Double Wear for my oily skin, but you guys can see I'm like blending like crazy because I'm talking so much, so I'm blending more than I probably usually would. And I definitely feel like those keep the oil in check a lot better than this one does. But let's move on. Let's move on to concealer. For my concealer, I am using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I bought this a while ago, actually, from Sephora, and I haven't used it in a long time because I do not like huge wands like this. I don't know why. I don't like them. And, oh, did I say this already? The shade is Vanilla. I just find them hard to work with, and you end up using way too much product. So I'm just not the biggest fan of these huge wands. But this is a good concealer. It does give really nice coverage. It blends out nicely. It lasts all day. I don't find that it settles into creases too badly. I think all concealers, I hate to break it to you. Everybody asks me how do I stop concealer from creasing? And I've done videos on the best ways to help stop concealer from creasing. But in some cases, we just have to accept that at a certain age, our concealer is going to crease a little bit in that line right under there. So we just have to, throughout the day, I just kind of go like this. Make sure that it's blended out, it's not sinking there. Obviously, because some concealers are better than others, and the eye cream that you use and the degree of fine lines that you have is going to make a big difference. But yeah, sometimes we just have to accept things about our faces as we get older. Okay. So now we're going to set, and today I've decided to use my Lawless Brightening Powder. I do know they are coming out with a concealer, and people have asked me to do a full tutorial using only clean makeup. And so once there's more good clean makeup on the market, I am definitely going to do that. I just realized that I did not bring down any brushes. None. Way to go, Risa. That was really, really smart. Okay, so I normally don't bake per se. Like I don't usually leave powder on for a long time. But I'm going to leave it on for as long as it takes me to run upstairs and grab some brushes. And I'm out of breath again. I can't believe I did that. That's why I don't film as many tutorials as I would like, because it's such an ordeal to gather everything and bring it down, and then I'm always forgetting something. And I try to do like a mental checklist and put everything in a box or a bag to bring it down. Like I'll go through like, oh, primer, foundation, brows. But inevitably, I forget something. I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and dusting off all of that powder. All right, now I'm gonna do some contouring. I'm gonna use my Sigma tapered highlighter brush. Is that what I wanna use? I guess that's what I'm gonna use because I didn't bring down all of the brushes. And I'm gonna use my Hoola bronzer, the original one, to contour under my cheeks and on my forehead. And then for my nose, I'm gonna be using the Hoola Lite. Now this is also new to me. I just like the idea of a lighter nose contour. I always feel like I can see it on people, not so much in photos, but in person, I can see where people have contoured their nose, and I don't want people to be able to see it on me. So I'll use a tapered blending, an E40, and the Hoola Lite. So let's see if this actually even shows up. Oh, and it does. It's subtle, but that's kind of what I was looking for. It's always difficult to contour under these lights because this is not where I usually do my makeup. I usually do my makeup in a more natural light in my vanity in my room where there's more daylight that comes through. So sometimes I go upstairs and I think, whoa, that's too much. Or sometimes it's not enough. Now let's move on to the brows. For my brows, I am going to use the Hourglass Arch Brow. I love this. I use the shade Platinum Blonde and it is perfect. I never would have thought that, because I don't have platinum blonde hair, I never would have thought that the platinum blonde would be the color for me, but it is. It's like the perfect neutral blonde. It's not too golden and it's not too ashy. And it's not too light. I also would have thought that the platinum blonde would be really light, but it's not. I think I'm gonna fast forward through this part because it's kind of time consuming and boring. I think I say that in every Get Ready With Me that I do. I'm not gonna show you my brows because it's too time consuming and boring, but it really is. So brows are on, and now I'm going to set them with my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. And this is the shade, oh my gosh, it's so tiny. I don't know. I don't know what the shade is. I'll put it in the description. I believe it's the lightest shade she makes. Now for my blush, I'm using this Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in the shade Seychelles. It's a beautiful, just neutral, mauvey brown pink. I do already own this in one other color, but I've seen so many other YouTubers use this in tutorials, and oh, I just love the way they smell. They smell like the beach. I wanted to get another one. I wanted to get just, well, a neutral. So this is Seychelles, and I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks. Then for my highlight, I am using some shades from the Sugar Peach palette. I know I'm so late to the party on this one. This has been talked about and raved about for so long. I just own so many highlighters and so many blushes, and I just didn't think I needed it. And then I saw a couple of celebrity makeup artists using it over and over in videos, and I noticed they had hit pan, and I can't remember who it was. One makeup artist I follow, she said that she was just about to buy a new one because she had hit pan on everything and used all the colors, and I thought, well, is it that good? I gotta try it. So I've tried it a bunch of different times now, and I kind of end up swirling all the colors together, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna show you how Peach Pop looks with this look. If you use Peach Pearl, I guess I'm using Peach Pearl too, it's a little bit more bold. Peach Pop kind of looks like NARS Orgasm, although I find NARS Orgasm to be more pigmented like a blush, whereas this is definitely more like a highlight. All right, guys, now it's time for the Natasha Denona Biba Palette. I know it's what you all came for. So many people probably fast forwarded, that's a word, right? To this point right here, because this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see this baby in action. So beautiful. I know so many people were not excited about this palette because it is all neutrals, but I love a neutral palette. This is what I've been actually waiting for from Natasha Denona, because I have the Lila palette, never really reached for it. None of the other palettes ever really called to me, spoke to me, but this one, it spoke to me and it's beautiful. But let's see how it applies. I don't even know what kind of look I want to do with this, but I think I'm going to take this shade Tusk, which is like a matte bone color, and I'm going to use another Sigma E40 tapered blending, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. Ooh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I'm going to go in with Freckle, and I'm going to use a Sigma E25 blending brush. These do have quite a bit of like kick up, but I don't mind that so much as long as the shadows are good. And whoo, that's pigmented. That is nice. I don't know why I'm acting surprised. Natasha Denona's eyeshadows are notoriously pigmented. So I'm just going back and forth into Freckle. My husband and I are going to go out for sushi tonight. Normally, I order it in on Friday nights. Like, that's just my thing. For the past probably 6 weeks, every Friday I've ordered the same sushi order from the same sushi restaurant, and then my husband goes and picks it up. I keep telling him that they should just have order for Risa, like in their computer, so I don't have to keep telling them every single week. Not a big deal, but I ordered the same 2 rolls, and what else do I get? Oh, tuna poke. Is it tuna poke or tuna poke? They both sound weird. They both sound wrong to me. But yeah, tuna, poke, and then 2 sushi rolls. If my son is going to be home and he's going to eat some with me, then we get 3 rolls. But tonight, I'm actually having my husband take me to the physical restaurant. And it was just an excuse to use this palette, to be honest with you, to get ready and use all my new makeup. If I'm going to be using new makeup and my makeup's going to look good, my husband has to take me out. That's just the rule. So I think I'm going to darken the outer corners using the Smith Brush 230. And, ooh, decisions. I think I'm going to use the shade Pasha. Same thing with the shade. It had some kick up, but not a big deal. I'm just concentrating that on the outer third. I'm really not bringing it onto the center at all, just ever so slightly. They're blending so nicely. They're blending nicer than I remember the Lila palette blending, to be honest with you. That's another reason why I never reached for it, because I just didn't feel like they were like that amazing, the eyeshadows. But these I feel like so far, I mean, I've only used 3, but they feel pretty amazing. Oh, now I am blending out with, what are you? The Sonia G Blender Pro. This is in an eye set from Beautylish. I think it's called the Pro Eye Set from Sonia G. And it comes in and out of stock, so you have to sign up if you want it. I mean, these brushes are amazing. You have to sign up to be on the Beautylish waitlist, because then you'll get an email or a text when it's back in stock, and then you can be on it and get it. So for my lid, you guys know I need to put some shimmer on my lid. That's just my thing. That's my look. And I'm going to use the shade Monroe. I'm going to use my finger. I'm not an expert when it comes to Natasha Denona shadows. I'm not like Michelle Wong or Mel Thompson that knows like all the different formulas that she makes. and which ones are good with water and which ones you can just use your fingers. So I'm just, ooh. I was about to say I'm just kind of winging it, and ooh. I guess you do not need to dampen your brush for at least this Monroe color. Oh, oh my. So pretty. All right, my camera cut off and I'm not really sure where, but this is after I've applied Monroe just with my finger. And now I'm taking a brush and I'm bringing it into the tear duct area as well. Getting right in here and popping it on the tear duct. All right, now I want to darken up the outer corners a little bit more, and I want to use another color, so I'm going to use Spot. And for this, I'm using a Morphe M124, and I'm just going to press that right on the outer corners. I like that this is a dark, dark gray and not a pitch black. It's just a really dark, like charcoal gray. And now because I don't want to just go from light to dark, I want to sort of transition shade there. I'm going to flip the brush over and I'm going to go into Rustic, which is like the shimmery bronze. And I'm going to put that in between the two. I've had virtually no fallout with these eyeshadows, like none. I'm just going like this just to kind of angle the eyeshadow up, not because I've gotten fallout. So now for the lower lash line, I am going to apply a pencil first. I'm going to use this Stila Smudegestick in Spice, and I'm going to line my lower lash lines. I think I'm actually going to apply this in the inner rim as well. And now that that's done, I am going to go in with this Stila brush number 28. And I'm going to go back into Pasha, which is the color I used on the outer corners. And I'm going to set and smudge the lower lash line. And then using that same brush, I'm going to go into Spot once more and focus that on the outer corners and connect it to the upper lid, the same shade that's on the upper lid, just darkening it a little bit out here and then blending it so it all kind of connects. And now I'm going to take that first brush I used, the Sigma E25, and blend again. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara, and then I will come back. So mascara's on, but I am going to pop on some falsies, of course. You guys knew that was coming. I'm using these Lilly Lashes Light Mink in the style Miami Light. It says these are an everyday natural lash. No, they aren't. For most of us, this is not a natural everyday lash. I'm just using some Duo Quick Dry Glue. I'm gonna pop these on off camera. It's just easier that way, and I'll be right back. My lashes are on, and I forgot a lip liner, of course. So while I run upstairs to get the lip liner, I'm just gonna fix my hair and get dressed, and then I'll come back and we'll finish this off. Now we've gotta do some lips. For my lipstick, I am using this shade called Beach Babe from Tarte. Shocking, it's a nude. And then for my lip liner, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude. This is not new. I've been using this for years. This is probably my third or fourth one. I did just upload a Fab Finds Friday video where I showed a dupe for this lip liner, and it's pretty close. The only thing I have discovered since is that this one is a lot longer wearing. When I had the two swatched on my hand and then I rubbed them off, the Charlotte Tilbury was actually pretty difficult to get off. And I also picked up another Pat McGrath gloss. I have one called Bronze something or other, and this one is called Dare to Bear. So pretty. These glosses are amazing. All right, I am all done. I'm going to set my face with some Urban Decay De-Slick. All right, I am good to go. I will post a picture of my entire outfit for you and link all the clothing in the description as well if you're interested. And that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this chatty little get ready with me using new products that I hauled from Sephora. I absolutely love everything, every single thing. I am definitely going to be recreating this look again. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and Twitter. Everything is the same name. It's all Risa Does Makeup. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.